All right, good evening. Hello, and thank you for joining us for the annual review of the Board of Ed Policy 3170, the Family and Community Engagement Policy. We've got people watching here on YouTube, we've got some people on Zoom, so thank you again for joining us. We want to honor your time, so we will keep it rolling here. Let me just make sure we got it on the screen. Okay. So again, everything that we do is aligned to the one voice, one vision, one mission, moving to the next level. And family and community engagement it's just the bookends to this work. Renewing relationships with our families and students, fortifying connections with our community partners. And that is honestly, again, we've got a board policy that supports this. We also are looking at the final year here of the 5x25. We are heading into the finish line and we want to really truly achieve these goals. So looking at amplifying all voices, I'm skipping ahead for you. Fortifying our partnerships with our community that really truly goes beyond the classroom, where we are learning from and with our community. So the Department of Family and Community Engagement, so again, I'm Dr. Jennifer Rich. I am the director of our Department of Family and Community Engagement that oversees a lot of this work. We have Dr. Alyssa Maffaletto, who is our assistant superintendent. We also have two fantastic FACE supervisors, Ms. Catrice Huff and Mr. Anthony Vaccaro, our parent advocate, Mr. Joe Agro, Ms. Colette Clemens, our principal clerk, and Ms. Shyla Early and Ms. Toya Carr as our community resource leader and community education leader. So everything that we do when we're talking about how we engage with our families is all done through the lens of the dual capacity building framework for family school partnerships. This is a family engagement framework that is throughout the entire district. And this year we are in year 3 of rolling out the framework, where we are going beyond talking about it, talking about the theory. We are actionable with it. So getting this feedback around Policy 3170 is going to be critical. And again, if you are joining us on YouTube or on Zoom, make sure that you are providing your feedback through that feedback form, and we will drop it in the chat regularly for those of you that are on Zoom. So let's dig into the purpose of Board of Ed Policy 3170. And that full version will also be available in the chat so that you can access that full document. Board of Ed Policy 3170 establishes a framework and responsibilities for the implementation of strategies to increase effective, meaningful, and authentic parent and family engagement throughout BPS, seeking to strengthen the partnership among parents, families, community partners, school and district staff, the superintendent, and the Board of Education by providing multiple opportunities for parent, family, and community engagement. So again, multiple, authentic. As you are thinking about your feedback and thinking about the questions you may have, thinking of words there. I don't know, and I see we have one of our tremendous parent engagement liaisons here with us on Zoom as well. So if anybody has questions, please just raise your hand. Don't feel like you're interrupting. And we want to address questions as they come up so they're still fresh in your mind. All right, any questions around the purpose of the policy? All right, we'll keep rolling. Okay. Now, there are some key areas that we are really targeting for review and feedback. Definitions, specifically the way we are defining family engagement in Buffalo Public Schools, the Board of Education responsibilities and expectations, Parent Congress, purpose, consideration, and the annual recertification, the district responsibilities, school responsibilities, and the parent and family responsibilities. So let's jump into our current definition for family engagement. Active voice, involvement, and presence of parents and caregivers working with all in school, home, and/or community to ensure ongoing student learning, wellness, and development. So looking at that definition, anybody that's here with us tonight, do you have any thoughts, feelings, hopes, dreams, feedback on that definition? Okay. We had some people in our audience that had maybe a couple questions around the definition, but they're putting it now right in the Microsoft form that we've provided for feedback. Thank you. All right. Okay, so let's dive into the current Board of Education responsibilities and expectations. So there are four key opportunities provided and supported by the Board of Education. Opportunity one, parent and family engagement at the school level. Parents and families will be invited to engage in various school based opportunities, things like your family math night, open house, Title I meetings, parent engagement plan development, school improvement plan development, etc. So, all of these school district plans looking for how parents and families will be invited to that process. Opportunity two, parent and family engagement at the district level. Parents and families will be invited to engage in various district based opportunities. So we have BPS Parent Centers, which are actually this year transitioning into the BPS Family Resource Centers. So keep an eye out for that exciting transition opening October 7th. Also, again, this Saturday Academies, Urban Forum, High School Showcase, that comes up at the end of September. That is a tremendous opportunity to get to see all of the fantastic high schools that we have throughout Buffalo. Budget meetings, Title I survey completion, Parent and Family Engagement Summit. And again, you may just know that as the BPS Summit right now because it is truly now a district wide celebration. Tons and tons of resources. We also have opportunity three, parent and family governance at the school level. Each school will invite parents to serve on school based committees and teams to serve as partners in school level decision making. So, like the school based management team, you might hear the acronym SBMT, part of the alphabet soup of the district that we know exists. So, school based management team, that's that SBMT. That's where tons and tons of decisions are made, budgets are discussed. It's a fantastic way to get your voice heard. Parents at each school will be invited to elect parent representatives to serve on BPS board recognized parent groups. We'll go into some of those parent groups a little bit later here. And then opportunity four, parent and family governance at the district level. The Board of Education recognizes that parent groups play an important role in the education of Buffalo Public School students. And again, we also know research has proven that meaningful family engagement, and we use that word family because we know it is the village, to recognize the value of these groups to the important work of educating students. The Board of Education will invite interested parent groups to serve in the Buffalo Public Schools Parent Congress, which functions as a partner in district level decision making. Okay, that was a lot. Does anybody have any feedback, questions? Taking it all in? And again, as we go through this, that's fine if you don't have any questions to share right now, but please use that form that has been shared to provide your feedback kind of once this all marinates a little bit. Anyone here? All right, so I was mentioning Parent Congress. Taking a look at what the purpose of Parent Congress is defined through the current board policy. The purpose of the BPS Parent Congress is to ensure that opportunities for parent and family engagement occur on multiple levels. Additionally, the Parent Congress consists of elected representatives with equal representation of BPS board recognized parent groups that help inform the following district level decision making mandates. So we have a district comprehensive improvement plan. You might hear about school based plans. Similar setup, but this is a district-wide plan that intersects across several departments. As family engagement, we are the District Comprehensive Improvement Plan, or DSIP Priority 5. So keep an eye out for those meetings coming up. Those are rolling out. We also have the District Committee of Stakeholders. There's also the consolidated application meetings, and we've got a couple of those coming up next week. And those consolidated application meetings really look at the title funding that the district's receiving, and we're looking for feedback on meaningfully spending that. There's a tremendous amount of other shared decision-making opportunities. In our earlier presentation, we were talking about, I know you all, you get the calls, we're always looking for feedback, but honestly, if we're not working together and talking together, we aren't truly doing what we need to do to meet our students. All right, any feedback on the purpose of Parent Congress? Oh, all right, it's a quiet group this evening. Okay, I think everybody's had a long week so far, huh? All right, let's keep moving. So, the current Parent Congress considerations and annual recertification. So, parent groups that are interested in consideration for Board of Education recognition to serve on the Buffalo Public Schools Parent Congress has to have bylaws. They have to have a greater number of parents who make up the membership, have no fewer than 10 members, and serve a district wide purpose. So, again, if you have an initiative within your school, join the PTO, join the PTA. This is truly district wide, systemic level conversations, the work that they are doing. And when we look at that, have a greater number of parents who make up the membership. So, again, say there's 10 members, there should be at least, like 6 to 8 parents that are in that, because we also have extremely valuable community partners that join these groups. We have student voice, community voice, teacher voice in some of them. And then to maintain your status as a Board of Education recognized parent group, there is an annual recertification. And to remain active with Parent Congress, these items need to be submitted quarterly. The agenda and minutes from at least 2 of the parent group's formal meetings. So again, quarterly. You may not have a meeting every month because again, we know there's weather, there's all sorts of things that happen. We also have they need to submit the parent group's membership roster, the bylaws, and the bylaws are submitted at the beginning and the end of the year, because just like we are annually reviewing this policy, the parent groups annually review the bylaws. And then evidence of participation in Parent Congress sponsored events. So this is where Parent Congress comes together, plans different strategies. I know a couple years ago they had a great event with information for special education and autism. Um, all right, any questions on Parent Congress considerations or annual recertification? Anybody here? No. Okay. All right, so we have our 6 board recognized Parent Congress groups right now. And again, this is just currently. This doesn't mean this is always set in stone. We could have more. It's honestly whatever the need of our community is, and if they want to follow those measures to become an official board recognized group. So to learn a little bit more about them, you can also scan that QR code that takes you to our department page with additional information for these groups. So we have our BPTO, the Buffalo Parent Teacher Organization. This is a fantastic group to get involved with. They do a lot with advocacy for curriculum, transportation, and this is a group that specifically is the only district-wide parent teacher organization. So you have teachers joining, parents joining, community members joining. We also have the District Parent Coordinating Council, the DPCC, again, a governing body of parents that are the elected parents from when they hold the school-based management team meetings. A parent is elected to represent that school at the DPCC. Again, a decision-making body. They get to share their ideas. They advocate for programming and resources for students. We have Most Valuable Parents, MVP, absolute rock stars, community members, parents showing up, and I think we actually have one online with us here too. But really doing the work, they work with us to provide programming in the family resource centers, parent to parent, so keep an eye out for that. We have the Multilingual Education Advisory Committee, MEAC. This is they've done, you don't even see what's being done because it's all like all this amazing thing. So they work with HR for equitable hiring practices. They work with curriculum to make sure that there is, again, translated materials provided, resources provided that are necessary. Our community health workers really focus on that student leadership piece, supporting the community, mental health awareness. Our Special Education Parent Advisory Committee, CPAC, this is the group that if you have a child going through the special education process, you have a friend, this group will be your parent member advocate. They will be your sounding board. They work directly with our special education department to work through and problem solve and overcome barriers. And it's really all 6 of them tremendous work that they do. All right, any questions about the parent congress groups? All right, so let's take a look at the current district responsibilities. And we are going to drop the link in the chat for this, but there's also the QR code that, again, if you're watching on YouTube and you're like, oh man, I didn't see the link, you can scan this QR code right from your YouTube viewing as well. And this should come up for, all right, for anybody on Zoom, can you see the district responsibilities page shared? Okay, thank you. All right, I'm going to give everybody just a minute here. I'll enlarge it to kind of look through some of this, and then we'll discuss. All right. So looking at a district level, so a lot of this work, yes, through our department, the Department of Family and Community Engagement, but honestly, when we look at Dr. Karen Mapp's dual capacity building framework, this is really a collaborative process. So providing opportunities for families to engage in diverse roles. Some of you have seen these posters in your buildings that we welcome families as co-creators, supporters, encouragers, monitors, advocates, and models. We know that there are many, many ways that families show up in meaningful ways. Making sure your child gets to school every day. That is engagement, right? That making sure your child's there to learn, that's a huge part of engagement. I mean, even myself as a parent, I can't make it to every single meeting, but I'm going to make sure my daughter's getting to school. So when we look at that, co-creators, advocates, and models, some of those come through as including families as partners in school decisions, governance, and advocacy through the PTO and PTA committees and other parent organizations. Supporters, that they are provide recruitment, training work, and schedules to involve families as volunteers and audiences at the school or in other locations to support students and school programs. Encouragers and monitors support families' involvement with their children in learning activities at home, including homework and other curriculum related activities and decisions. And a lot of this that we are focusing on really has to do with this. We call it link to learning. That what we provide to families isn't just a here, take it, go home, figure it out. No, it's okay, we're going to work on this together. You get to practice it with your child. Now, when you go home, everybody's feeling confident about the work that's being sent home. Communicating. Communicate with families about programs and students' progress through effective school to home and home to school communication. Sorry, making every effort to provide communication in the family's home language, providing opportunities for families and students to share their hopes and dreams for their future. And this is honestly a lot of the training that the FACE department or Family and Community Engagement department does is really to focus on asking, what are your hopes and dreams for your child? Getting teachers, those are those first open house meetings. When we do our trainings, we do hopes and dreams activities. I know as a parent, I mean, how powerful. I've never had anybody ask, what are your hopes and dreams for your child? Asking students, what are their hopes and dreams? And then collaborating with the community. Coordinate with community groups, businesses, and agencies to provide opportunities to share strengths, between the community and families, ensuring a positive impact on student success, and that's academic and social emotional. So, again, looking at the whole child and how we work to truly collaborate and always knowing that the student is that center of focus. Okay, and I think we have some people unmuted in our Zoom. Did anybody have a question or comments or hopes and dreams of your own around this policy? All right. So, in addition, and this is why I made this a QR code and a link because this was way too much to put on a PowerPoint slide. But in addition to supporting the above written opportunities, there's also this ensuring for mutual respect, communication, and accountability between school parent and district parent, providing a mechanism for parents and families to report concerns. Work in collaboration with the BPS Parent Congress, other parent leaders, as well as district and community stakeholders to develop and monitor the district parent and family engagement plan. Promote and support the Parent Engagement Liaison Program, which I know we do have some of our parent engagement liaisons with us here tonight, so thank you. Provide a collaborative process, and I'm losing my voice since I guess this is my second time around with sorry. All right, collaborative process, leadership training to Parent Congress and other parent leaders. Collaborative, and this is biannually, we already know has to be updated to annual, with the BPS Parent Congress or other parent and community leaders to review and revise as needed the Parent and Family Engagement Policy 3170, which is what we are looking at and providing feedback for right now. Also, conducting this evaluation of the effectiveness of the BPS Parent and Family Engagement Policy, including identifying barriers to greater participation by families, especially those who are economically disadvantaged, disabled, have limited English proficiency, limited literacy, or are a racial or ethnic minority. The district will use these findings to design strategies to support successful school and family interactions. And we are constantly working with families and community members to really, like we says, identify these barriers. And a lot of times it means that, hey, we're going out into the community. So I know in our earlier meeting, there was the suggestion from one of the parent engagement liaisons too, is it's like, we know there are barriers to coming into buildings for families. Maybe it's their past experiences, and through the dual capacity building framework, that is one of the barriers that research has identified. So sometimes it means going out into the community, right? So invite families to engage in district activities and events like the Summit, High School Showcase, again, coming up the end of September, Urban Forum, the Consolidated Application Budget meetings, and those Title I community stakeholder meetings. So each of your buildings that receive Title I funding have meetings as well. And then partnering with the BPS and Parent Congress to conduct an annual event designed to encourage engagement of parents and families. And this year, Parent Congress and our DPCC worked really fantastically to collaborate with us on the summit and provided that just really super fun cornhole tournament. And number 10, provide support to schools in developing and implementing parent engagement plans. We now call them family engagement plans that include effective strategies and activities that encourage successful interaction and engagement of families with teachers and other school personnel. So this is a lot of the training that our department does. We go out to the schools. We've got an administrator professional development coming up this Saturday, where we really dig deep into how we are developing those plans. My goodness. And how they, again, are directly aligned to an overarching academic, social, emotional goal. Ensuring for multiple modes of communication with parents and families that are respectful, culturally and linguistically accessible, and appropriate in accordance with the parent engagement component of the district English language learner policy, which is 8281. And we also have commissioner's regulations around that. So you'll see a lot of our policies, and I think even in our earlier meeting, we discussed how we also have our wellness policy, that there's a lot of just collaborative pieces in how we are engaging families across the board. Providing budget allocations to support schools and districts' parent and family engagement initiatives, support the establishment of a parent organization in every school, and ensure compliance with state and federal parent and family engagement legislation. That's a lot. So anybody that, as you're looking through this, did anything stick out? Any questions? Oh, okay. All right. Well, I will go back to the presentation here. All right. Does everybody see the presentation back on their Zoom? Okay. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Okay. All right. So we will now move to school responsibilities. And you will see there's, a lot of similarities in what we're looking at. And I will open that up for you. And we will also drop this in the chat as a link that you can open up on your own device. And for those on YouTube, I'll put that screen back up so you'll have a chance to grab that QR code. All right. So again, looking at those opportunities, same as our district level, but now we're really digging deep into the school level, looking how those PTO, PTAs are supported. All right, and how the schools are communicating. So now this is where, as we've done trainings and everything else, now we are seeing it happening at the school level, the collaborating with the community. Now let's dig into here. So ensure for a welcoming and culturally inclusive school environment. And again, this is our school level. Ensure for mutual respect, communication, and accountability between school parent. So that's, between the school and the parent. We put the dash there to shorten it. Develop a system for ongoing, effective, and reciprocal communication between school and home. Involve parents as equal partners in school-based management teams. So again, that's your SBMT as outlined in the district plan for school-based planning and shared decision making. The SBMT meeting dates and times should be jointly developed with parents and widely shared with the entire school community. So again, and this is part of the trainings that we do as well, is that when you are planning meetings that you want parents, families, community members to come to, you're having those discussions about what times are going to work best. Is it going to work best if we do this hybrid? Or like we're trying to do these meetings hybrid on YouTube, in person, and all sorts of things. And again, just talking to your families about how what's going to be the best time to meet. Collaborate with school parent leaders to establish a parent organization at each school and shall can't open the water bottle with mic in the hand. Sorry, guys. All right. So to call at least one business meeting of the parent organization each year to encourage the inclusion of new parents into the organization. So even at the school level, looking at how are you welcoming families that are coming in maybe at kindergarten, freshman year of high school. You've got maybe new students coming in junior year of high school. How are you bringing families into those conversations around graduation, college applications, career readiness, um, electing officers, and have regular meetings scheduled in consultation with parents and announced publicly, inviting all to attend. So again, here we're seeing scheduled in consultation with parents because we know, and you're never going to get everybody on the same time saying, oh yeah, this is the perfect time. So there may be a rotation in meetings, right? And that's part of the training that we do. Be maintained as a viable entity to ensure that parents who are full partners in their child's education have an opportunity to be included in meetings and decision making. So when we do our trainings with schools, they'll constantly hear us saying, this is more than a signature. You are doing more than a check, like checking the box. Family engagement is more than a fund source. It is just hands down best practice. And we say family again, that goes beyond mom and dad. We've got grandmas, grandmas, aunties, uncles, the village, and I'm putting all the names together, but it's truly, we are looking at that inclusive definition of family. They're also electing, appointing members to represent all parents from the school community to serve on BPS board recognized parent groups, school-based management team, and other teams or committees related to student achievement. How are we doing? Anybody questions on that part there? Okay. All right, so looking at number 5, involving parents and families in the planning and development of the school's family engagement plan, inclusive of budget, activities, the family school compact, and policy. So those items should be developed in collaboration with the family and community. Establish a parent room in each school, which will include basic resources and infrastructure, the meeting space, a desk, table, and chairs, a computer, phone, resource materials, etc. And those parent rooms really were a passion project for our department. We had a fantastic parent engagement liaison for every school, and those parent rooms really are the parent engagement liaisons working space. That's where they're welcoming families in for coffee and conversations. They have resources, books, clothing closets. We have some really beautiful parent rooms, and we are extremely grateful to our IT department um, for making sure that we had computers in every single parent room this year. We also support the parent rooms as a department with making sure there is coffee provided and additional books and resources. And again, even at the school level, to provide a mechanism for parents and families to report concerns. All right. Any feedback, thoughts, hopes, dreams? Everybody making dinner right now? Okay. All right, we'll keep it rolling. And again, we're going through this. There's a lot to take in. Take time. This is on YouTube. You can rewatch it all. You can, listen to me read the slides to you again. But as you're thinking about filling that out and going back and providing your feedback, and even if you're with us on Zoom and you're doing about 500 other things, because we know everybody multitasking masters when it gets to the evening hours, just feel free to even put your feedback in the chat for now. But anybody that's joining us, please make sure you have put your name and your role in the chat. Well, let me go back to this guy. All right, I'm going to leave that up just for a second for any of our people that are with us on YouTube or joining later on YouTube. You have a minute to scan that. All right. All right, so the current parent and family responsibilities. I'll leave that for a second, and then again on YouTube, you'll have a chance to scan that again. All right, looking at the parent and family responsibilities under the current policy. So parents are requested to ensure that children attend school and classes on time every day. Ensure that children are prepared for classes and ready to learn. Ensure for mutual respect, communication, and accountability between parent and the school. Ensure that children show respect to school staff, other students, and school property. Ensure that children complete classwork to the best of their ability and devote additional study time outside of school hours. Provide a learning environment to support homework completion and actively monitor children's homework. Remain informed about opportunities and whenever possible, participate in school and district level shared decision making. Sorry, this is when you read through all these words. And just to go back to number 6 quick here, one of the pieces of feedback that we have received from families through multiple surveys and conversations is this homework piece. And through our new family resource centers, we will be having some homework family time with partnership with colleges and universities in the area. So keep your ears and eyes open for those. We're also looking to review, support, and contribute to revisions to district policies. So all of you that are here, thank you. And anybody, providing feedback later in that survey form, thank you. And it really, really is a very short form. Attend meetings, activities, learning sessions, conferences, and other events designed to increase equity, access, and opportunities to support student academic achievement and social emotional wellness. Respectfully communicate with school staff as partners in their children's academic success and report concerns impacting student academic achievement and or social emotional wellness to appropriate school or district staff. All right. Any feedback here? And again, when you're looking through all of this, remember this is a document that is, yes, it's a board policy, but it really is meant for our family, our community, the district, everybody collaboratively. So making sure that the words and the way things are phrased and written are things that are family friendly. Okay. All right. Well, that was the final slide for feedback. So again, the survey will be put in the chat for you. Anybody that's watching on YouTube, feel free to scan that QR code. You can also go to our Facebook page, the Buffalo Public Schools Family and Community Engagement page. We also have our Buffalo Schools District Facebook page that has this information. And it is also linked right at the top of the buffaloschools.org website. All right, give everybody a chance to scan it. All right, and thank you again to our Board of Education and our esteemed Superintendent, Dr. Tanja M. Williams Knight. I'll stop sharing for a minute and just give everybody an opportunity here if there's anybody else that had anything to share, any additional feedback. Oh, all right. Well, that was it for this evening. And again, this was not your last chance to provide feedback. We have that form. We'll be reaching out for additional feedback. Thank you, everybody, for joining us online, in person, YouTube. Truly, truly appreciate it. And everybody, have a fantastic evening.